sit. So I always walk him up to the mat, I have him sit, and then he's on my left. With my right hand, I'm going to pat his chest, always keeping the leash loose. Go, and walk him over and say down. And if he doesn't go right down, you just help him a little bit. He's not a big fan of doing training, but some days are better than others. Good. Once he's there, you reward him for staying there. And we'll start just with a basic downstay where he accepts me walking around both ways. And he doesn't pop up. He has to stay focused and be in the moment and thinking in order to do this with me. And I don't want him to take it out of my hand, so good. Make sure that he waits until you actually place it on the mat and withdraw. Make sure he's not grabbing it out of your hand, because that, to a certain extent, it's disrespectful. Also, we don't want him to be reactive. This whole exercise is another way to dispel, so to speak, dispel his reactive mind and practice having him focus for 5 minutes a day on this mat. And even focusing, no, good. Even about focusing on how he accepts the reward. So I had to pull back a couple of times there, and it's always that way in the very beginning of this exercise because he's kind of excited, he loves these treats, but he needs to be playing this game, the right way. Good. You see how that time I only had to pull away once. So as you do this every day and you get into the exercise, you get into it into like a couple of minutes of this exercise, he starts to really calm down and go to that place, and I would call it the zone. I want him to go to the zone where everything's calm, where he's focused in the moment, where he's non-reactive, where he's really here with us, thinking and doing something with me. This is a very dominant exercise you do with him. He's waiting until you give him the reward respectfully. No, don't touch your hand. Make sure you're not letting him no. It's a big part of this. No. Good. He's a very sweet, sensitive dog with people he knows, of course. And so we're doing everything with kid gloves with him. There's no correcting, hitting him, jerking, popping, because that would be inappropriate. We're teaching him a new way to be. But this intense level of focus that we can develop on the mat, and I'll drop the leash now and do a little bit of a wider circle around him. The goal of this is that he leaves the mat after the 5 minutes or so, and he's a little bit calmer in his center every time. This state of mind is a state of mind that he's not going to attack anybody in. And we want to practice this, keep practicing this, and have him be this way 24/7 because of the way we practice the training and all of the other things too that you've seen on this little video. So that his fuse, when he sees somebody on the property that shouldn't be there, his fuse gets longer and longer and longer and longer. And eventually, he just doesn't do what he used to do. But at least now, he's not going to react right away. See, I'm talking a lot. I haven't rewarded him. He didn't wait till I released him, so I'm going to say no. And I did that on purpose so that I could show you how to deal with a mistake. All you do is you do that circle, and you reset him, and he knows exactly. And you might have to step on the leash a little bit. It's always gentle but firm. I didn't release him yet, so he knows exactly what happened. No. Good. This is a focus, calming exercise for him. And also, as I mentioned earlier, a very dominant exercise that makes him feel like you're in charge. And if you have 2 or 3 different people doing this on the property, people that work there, family members, whoever, it's just going to be better because then he's really learning to perceive you all differently and realizing that you're not just objects to guard, that actually maybe you're guarding him, maybe you're in charge, and maybe he should respect other humans. I mean, this is a great way to start that whole new perception, good, that he has, that we want him to have. I'm sure it's been about 5 minutes now, so the only way that he gets up out of a downstay is he waits till you come back next to him, you pat your leg and say, okay. You lead him off and you say, sit. And then pat his chest and say, go, and he's free. We give him a little free time. We take the leash off and let him go have some water and have a little free time. Always pick up this mat because he's going to want to go back and hang out on it, but it's not a doggy bed. Whatever you designate as that mat that you practice on, it's kind of a sacred place. He only gets to go on it with your permission, like you saw I started the exercise. He only gets to come off of it with your permission, and then you pick it up. And the doggy bed is a free time place. He can come and go as he pleases from a doggy bed. This is the magic mat, so to speak. This is where he does that one behavior. It's focus. It's a focus place where he does it with you. It's an interactive exercise that he does with the human, and it's done exactly like I just showed you. And every day he gets a little bit calmer, a little bit better. Now he's going to say hi to the camera person. Okay. We're hanging out with Bear in my main yard here, and this is his yard that he thinks is his place. And we're going to have a couple of workmen just show up off the cuff. And I picked 2 instead of 1 because 2 would probably be more threatening to any dog that's protective like Bear. Come! So I'm calling him away. Good boy. Making sure that I call him away. Come! See how he wants to go towards them? Good. He gets rewards for coming away from them. I've been practicing this little thing every day with different people where sit, we do a very specific greeting routine with Bear and new people. And all I want you guys to do is just allow him to take that treat out of your hand, and I'm going to call him back to come. So you see how he waited? I had him sit and wait. Go say hi. He goes and he takes the treats from the new guys and from the other guy. Come, and I call him back to me. See, every bit of this interaction is orchestrated by me. Sit. Therefore, he feels safe because I'm telling him what to do, because I taught him all these little simple things like a sit stay and the come command and all kinds of other things. That's just a basic sit stay where he won't get up until I release him. Also the go command, which allows him to go say hi. And so he feels safe, and we play this game so many times with new people. Come in his yard, and I don't have a yard good as big as yours, but it's actually sit probably harder in a closed-in space and area for him to not be protective. This routine, if you do this, you're going to have to do this routine for a while with new people. Our goal is that his impression of what it's like, go say hi, he's about to collapse into a down, like, good boy, they can pet him now without a treat. But here, give him treats anyway. He meets so many new people that his impression about what it means to have new people just show up on his property or to meet new people in general has already changed. And good boy, I didn't even call him back to come to me. You see how things just start automatically happening? He goes over, he gets petted, he gets treats. Because I've called him to come to me so many times, that's just like second nature to him. It's the routine, it's the pattern. Practicing the pattern over and over again, it just starts to go on by itself. Sit. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm always stepping into him. I'm always going left using my body, therefore the leash is always loose. If there's any tension on the leash, if anybody's holding on to him like this, that's the main stressor of a dog. And when a dog's stressed, a dog like Bear that's protective is stressed out, he'll become aggressive. If he's stressed, he's closer to blowing his top, right? He's closer to having an episode if he's stressed out. If he's calm, because, okay, you're always stepping into him, your body's showing him where to go, sit. You're practicing things like simple sit stays, all over your property, wherever you can do this, the more you do it. And if you have multiple people doing it like I have here, if he gets up, you say no. Once again, stepping into him, resetting him gently but firmly, putting him back, and making sure that he knows that he doesn't get to get up until you finish your little exercise, which is to walk around both ways, just a basic sit stay. And then the release is go, and he's free, and he gets attention and love after you've released him. So good stuff happens as long as he does his little job. It could just be a 20-second sit stay. Like, all of these things are giving him structure that he didn't have before, as well as the way you're handling him, always stepping into him. If I'm going to turn right, I'm going to go left. Okay, come on, buddy, and coax him to go with me. I'm going left to turn right. My body's always doing the work, and it's pretty easy too. Anybody can do it. Even a 100-pound person can do this as long as they perform the right body language. The leash is always loose. You're never restraining again. You're tapping. Like if he pulls a little, I'm tapping and turning into him. Tapping and sit. Good boy. Go. So it's just about how he's being handled. When it comes to this greeting routine, doing it with people he knows first in a designated spot, and then starting to plug in new people that come there on the property is going to make it easier, because if he always interacts with these people in the same spot, he's going to start getting used to them. And of course, good boy. Of course, we're working up to the point where we're doing all this stuff with new people, we're calming him down, we're giving him a new perception of what it means to meet new people on the property, and we're doing this so that, God forbid, but it probably will happen, somebody forgot and didn't close the door of wherever Bear was, or the gate. He gets out, there's workmen wandering around, and at the very least, you've got Bear now has a long fuse where he doesn't just completely go off on somebody because he sees them walking around his property. And there's a lot. Come on in. There's a guy that we're stand right there, okay? We're introducing Bear to. Sit. This is the way we're doing it here. This is how I've gotten him to know a bunch of different people. He's got a little treat. Bear stays in a sit stay, waits until I give him little treats. I come back over to Bear. I say, make sure he really waits. He tried to get up. You may have seen that, and I just tapped him. That's all you need to do to make him wait. Go say hi. There's nothing that can happen. The guy's completely safe. Come. Call him back. Good. Sit. This is what I did, what I've been doing with everybody new that comes in. And every time I do it with somebody new, Bear gets a little bit more comfortable with them. Go say hi. And I would suggest, if you're doing it at a gate or a fence, that you hold it like this, okay? Bear's so much better now and never an issue here, but at your place, I'd be super careful. I wouldn't want the person sticking his hands all the way out like that through there, because you never know how Bear might be when I'm not there and when he's back in his own environment again. Sit. So just hold it like that, okay? Go say hi. Go. Come. You're always calling him to come away from the person. Now you can come inside. And we'll actually stand there so Bear can be on the side of the camera. Right here, bud. Right there. Sit. And have him sit. Go say hi. Good boy. Come. Don't allow them to pet him. Just having Bear go over to somebody new that's on his property, sit, and accept a gift from them, come back. That's huge. And so we don't want to make things scary for Bear or trigger him, because you don't know how somebody's going to pet him. Everybody pets a dog differently. So I'd say just go say hi. He goes over, he gets the treats, He accepts a really great gift. Come. You call him away. You have a gift on this end. Good. Because he gets a treat when he comes to you as well. You step into him. You have him sit. That whole body language thing that you see throughout the videos, where I'm always stepping into him, it's really huge because it makes the dog feel like somebody else is in charge. Just your body stepping into him and guiding him where to go, instead of turning right and pulling him around, that's a huge thing to do. No. Go say hi. Well, last time. Good. Come. Good. So we've done this with many people, multiple people. Sit, and then go, and then we let him loose. And this is what I've been doing here. He knows this person, but we always started out the process just like this with multiple people. And there's another clip as well with a couple of other guys that he has gotten to know. All of them people that work around here. And this is his little yard. It's smaller than your yard, but it is actually a smaller yard, could be more threatening for new people to walk into. So it's been good to practice in this yard. And then really all he wants to do is go for walks. So we're actually going to take him out to a very busy public place and show you how he is there now. Cool. Sit. We are starting the walk with Bear. We start with having him sit at every boundary because it makes for a much calmer, easier to handle Bear. He waits, I step out. He waits till I come back next to him. I say, okay. He walks with me. If I'm by myself, of course, I'm going to do a left turn, step into him. There's no struggling. There's no pulling on the leash, as you can see. Do my little left turn so I can close the gate. You should probably stand there. Sit, have them sit at the curb. We do this every day. Every day we're going out in public and coming into contact with people and lots of distractions. I always do a sit stay at the curb. He pops up before I release him. I say no. Do that reset. It's a reset you do with your body. So he's sitting and waiting till I do my sit stay. And then come back next to him, okay, and we walk across the street in training mode. This is the way we do it here because of our environment here. We have, see how he's pulling? All you have to do is kind of tap, and I think he was probably pulling maybe because the blacktop's a little bit warm. Sit, it's not that hot today, but maybe that was why. And then we bring him across the street in training mode, have him sit, and then go, release him. And now we start the walk where he just has free time. He can do whatever he wants. He can sniff and pee, hang out, whatever. And the only thing I'm going to do on the walk for the most part is just let him have free time, not have him next to me like we're in a dog show or something. That's not necessary. Just free time, make sure the leash stays loose. The one thing I'm going to practice out in public is I'm going to practice come. Good. If he starts to pull or if he sees somebody, and we've done that many hundreds of times at this point, and he's really good at it. And I'm not, instead of restraining, having a tight leash, which all those things create stress in a dog and can create aggression. It's always loose, and I would draw him back to me, come, like that. Good. And I guess worst case scenario would be, I would draw him back to me, and then I'd go the other way and maybe reach my pocket and get another treat. And as we're moving away from that distraction, could be a workman person or something, I would reward him as we're moving away. So that's the way I handle things out on the street. And number one rule is always a loose leash, never allowing that leash to get tight. And instead of struggling or restraining him, you're always using your training, calling him to come. And you saw the way I did that. It's always backing away, come. It's always backing away, and good. Because when you back away, it makes the dog rush to you, and he has a big problem rushing. He's not a rushing type of dog. He doesn't rush anywhere. He moves really slow, as you can see. So always practice your recall, your come command like that. Here we are, Bear, out in public. His first time out in public, one of his first times. Haven't started working on the in public problem with people that he sees. And so we're documenting the way he is before I start working on it. We are waiting for that one person that might trigger Bear. Come on, buddy, let's go this way. There's a person standing right here. Right here, buddy. And there's also somebody walking towards us, as you can see, right there. See how he's very interested. But no aggression. But he's going to be with us for another week, and I am still going to practice calling him away from somebody walking around or walking towards us. Every day we're going to do this so that he's going to be even better than he was before. And I'm just waiting for that person to come near to us. We'll do our little exercise, and then that'll be it for today. Come. Here, buddy, this way. Yeah, good boy. We have some more people walking close to us. Let's do it again. Bear, look at all the people. So show all the people there. Go to your left, show everybody. All the way over and then all the way back. And show Bear. He turns away from those people. I reward him. The leash is loose. He's incredibly calm in these situations with people out in public. So this is right here, this is my experience. This is our experience with Bear out in public in the most public place that we can find, and it's actually with the types of people that he's been aggressive with on his own property. And as you could see, he saw the people, he turns back to me, I reward him. There's no forcing him, there's no pulling on the leash. I think a lot of the problem originally is that he's on a tight leash all the time, that he's always being held tight, and that stresses any dog out, and a tight leash can cause leash aggression. So, and it happens so much that then it starts happening off leash. It always starts because of a dog being walked or managed with a tight leash for a while, causes stress, and they react, and then they're so stressed out that it happens without a leash over time as well. Here's our next group of people. Just pan to your left again to show everybody coming our way. All these people coming our way. Bear, you must see these people. And he just does not care. Come. Good. All right. So that's our exercise for the day. Here we are in a very public place. Lots of distractions. Lots of things going on. And we are just going to go to the busiest part of this store where everybody's leaving with all their equipment and stuff. But along the way, I'm sure we'll see some distractions we can work with. It's all about that recall command. Every time you practice this, so there's somebody right there. Come, can you see that person? That stands there and looks at us. That could be threatening to a dog like Bear. And he's even closer right now. See how Bear looks at him? Come. I'm going to call him away, even though Bear is going to be fine with him. I'm not ever missing an opportunity to call him away from somebody like that. Come. See how he's looking at the person? I'm going to call him away. I'm going to draw him away. And with a reward. Now we have quite a few things coming our way. And see how I'm always keeping the leash loose? Come! I'm calling him away from distractions, always, even though he seemed fine. But he only seemed fine because we've been doing this a lot for weeks now. And when I first started coming here, he wasn't so fine. But see how he'll go wherever that right-hand target goes? I can lure him away from all these people that are walking right past us. The leash is always loose. I can lure him to me, or I can step into him and get him out of the way. You know, get him to go somewhere just with my body. All the time the leash is loose. No tight leashes. Come on, bud, this way. Come on. Go this way. And I'm just letting him be free. Come. Calling him away from anybody that just shows up like that. Good. Very noisy here. See the train. Lots of noise and things to make a dog nervous. Come. Good boy, very good. So as you can see, bears become fairly desensitized to a lot of people and a lot of things. And that's just through doing this every day. But before I brought him over here, I made sure that he was good in my yard, on my street, and then here is the grand finale, being in a place like this. Of course, there's no place with more distractions than this. Always the leash is loose. Come. Good. Always drawing him back to me. Like I said before, or stepping into him and steering him where I want him to go with my body. Let's go over here. Sit. Let's do some basic stuff here. Sit, stay. A lot going on here. You got that truck passing by. Make sure you always show everything. It's really good to practice these basic commands in the presence of a lot of distractions, because if you can do this, it's getting pretty good. You get the reward for this. See, when I have him sit and I step back next to him, good. I reward him. And then pat his chest, go. And he's free. He doesn't like to do the down command, but down. Good. If I lure him down like that, I can say it once, and he just does it, and he'll stay there. Stay is good. Got a good stay. Just show, I want you to show everything here. So, show inside. Good boy. Make sure that nobody's blocking you. Good. And then you're going to have to go stand over there, because there's a truck behind you. So make sure you show, pan to your left, show everything, keep going. There you go, pan back, more panning. Okay. Good. Excellent. Lots of people walking past. Good. See, bear has to turn away to get the little reward. And he's obviously very calm here. I wouldn't have tried this unless I practiced all the other things that led up to this. So I didn't bring him here until I knew that he was stable enough to handle all of this and all these people. But now that he can, it's a great little thing to practice. I got his back to where most people are coming out. And good. See how I'm rewarding him? I put it on the ground, I withdraw, he takes it off the ground, he's not taking it out of my hand. See how this works? Good, he's very respectful, he's not trying to grab things out of my hands. This is some very high value stuff. This is hot dogs and pieces of cheese, which he only gets in situations like these. High value rewards in high stress places, just to make that impression on him that pay attention to me because all the best things happen. I don't know if you saw that. Good. But that guy was walking really fast with the cart. He's going to look at some other people there and watch what happens. Good. I had to help him with that because for some reason he was more interested in those guys. But still, I achieved the same result. He didn't pop up. He was just looking at them. Staring's not good, but it was hardly aggression. And then I made funny noises to make him look back at me. And when he looked back at me, I paid him for doing that. So if you ever have a distraction where he's not turning away immediately like he does with most of them, just do something so that he's forced to do it and then pay him for turning back to you. You're still gonna have a win when you do that. One last reward. Good. And then we're gonna release him. Okay. Sit. Always release him from a down, after a down. Okay, sit, and then release him from a calm sit stay. Always. Go.